Surmount, a mountain climbing adventure, releases on May 2nd, and I was given early access to the game, although I haven't had time to play through the whole thing yet. Since I won't have a full review up on time, I thought I'd share my early thoughts on the game and what you can expect from it when it comes out next week. The demo is currently up if you haven't had a chance to test out the game. Not sure if it'll still be there after launch, so go get it while it's hot. The release date was actually moved forward 1 week. It was originally May 9th, which maybe wasn't the best idea because unfortunately I did run into a major issue. I experienced pretty much a game-breaking bug twice now in an hour and a half of playtime, in which I was randomly thrown off the mountain, which ended my run immediately. Because of that, I cannot currently recommend the game. Hopefully this will be fixed before launch, and I will do my best to keep you up to date in a pinned comment on this video. Also, I know my footage is not the best quality, not sure what happened there. And now, the rest of the video and my thoughts on a pretty fun game if it weren't for that big issue. You arrive at the base of the very mysterious Mount Ohm with the goal of climbing all the way to the top. Problem is, the mountain is constantly changing and shifting, and no one has been able to make a proper map of it. Your time will be split between completing challenges in set handmade levels and tackling the ever-changing Mount Ohm roguelite style. The game encourages you to complete at least 5 of these challenges, which essentially act as tutorials before trying to scale the mountain, and I can see why. I went up there completely unprepared and was shown who's boss just a few minutes in. Surmount is a game that toes the line between frustrating and fun, and most of the time it ends up being pretty fun. You really do have to learn how to accurately swing and launch yourself upwards though, all the while avoiding taking fall damage and losing your hard-earned progress. Yeah, you'll make some mistakes, but that's all part of the experience. But if your experience does end up being more frustrating for you than it is fun, there are a good deal of assist options to help you out. You can also kind of come up with your own climbing style, taking the long way around or going for more risky maneuvers if you're feeling brave, and I'm really looking forward to continuing my ascent, slowly at first until I'm more comfortable with the movement. The roguelite portion consists of 4 biomes, each one getting more difficult to traverse as you ascend. This part of the game was heavily inspired by Spelunky, but your goal is to go up instead of down. Further into the game, you can use gems you've collected to unlock shortcuts through each zone, but there is a pesky little achievement for making it all the way to the top without doing so you might need to practice. You'll also find power-ups and different items on the mountain like ladders, parachutes, and clothes that reduce fall damage. And of course hazards like angry bees and falling rocks. This definitely isn't a smooth climbing experience like we saw in Jusant, and that's part of the fun. You kinda just have to haphazardly swing yourself up cliff faces, keeping an eye on your stamina and replenishing some of that with berries and fruit that you find. Again, if you're not really looking for a challenge, there are options to disable stamina and player death to make your life a whole lot easier. In between expeditions, you can explore the town at the base of the mountain, climb on top of buildings, talk to NPCs, and spend some of your gems at the shop in this little vending machine. The whole game is full of these little details, like being able to throw around objects inside buildings, inconveniently placed banana peels, and other stuff like that makes interacting with the game that much more silly. And the character creator even reminds me of spending hours at a time making my favorite characters into Miis and then facing off against them, like Darth Vader and SpongeBob in a round of Wii tennis. You can play through the game in local co-op, where you'll be tethered to your partner the entire time. Kinda sounds like a nightmare to me, but it could also be a great bonding experience. It's times like these stressful, chaotic situations where people really show their true colors. All in all, physics-based games like these can be tricky to get right, but so far it seems like Surmount strikes a good balance between reward and punishment, and I'm curious to see what the other 3 biomes bring to the table and what weird things I'll discover as I press onwards and upwards. The game has a big personality and seems to be setting itself up for success so long as the bug I mentioned earlier is fixed very soon. So maybe watch a few other reviews before buying to see if anyone else experienced something similar, and maybe I'll see you up on Mount Ohm one day.